So this is the new Hill Zero, no, not really. This is called the Rheum Nobile 4-person Hill Zero tent. It's not a bad pack size, but it's not the lightest thing in the world. Obviously it's a large hot tent, and I'll show you the weight. So the weight of the tent on its own, you can see that is 1965 grams, so just under 2 kilos for a tent. So then you've got the poles and the pegs, obviously. So I'll show you those. I'll say poles, one pole. So this is the pole bag, which I take out. Obviously it allows me to compress the tent, goes down the side of my pack. Everything fits in my bag, so that's fine. The weight of the pole on its own is just over 1 kilo. So you're up to 3 kilos now for the pole and the tent, and that's pretty much everything. And one of the first things I do with a tent is get rid of the pegs, whether it's been given to me or I bought it, because I love my Eastern Nano tent pegs. However, the tent peg pack that comes with this Hill Zero, I was very pleasantly surprised because the pegs inside them are pretty much identical to the Eastern Nanos. So I brought these and I'm going to use them instead. This also has guy lines inside it as well, so it's got 9 guy lines that go around the outside of it to tie it out, as well as the bottom. It does have a snow skirt on the tent, so you can obviously layer the snow up on the outside, use it in proper depths of winter, or tuck it inside so it just stops it flapping about when it's not snowing. Right, let's get it up. Okay, so with this tent you basically have 2 straps that go from one side to the other, and that is to allow you to tension them to get the basic setup of the tent right. You then put the pole in and you then tension out the rest of them. So I've tied out the first 2 points. The poles are pretty big, chunky on the pole. Aluminium or steel, spring clip ones. The top and bottom have got a nice rounded section to relieve stress and hopefully you won't dig into the ground. One of them has this on it. I don't really know what it is, and I went online and watched a couple of reviews. There's one review really I can find on this tent, and that was the Wiltshire man, and he couldn't work out what it was either, so who knows, but I'll put it in anyway. Okay, so that is the tent done. To be honest, went up very, very simple. And it is huge. So specifications are from side to side is 4.2 meters. Now my smoky hut, one Tiger smoky hut chimney tent is 3.2. So this is another meter wider, and this is 2.4 meters to the inside. I might even be able to stand up in it. And that's not bad for a 2 kilo tent. So I've tucked all the snow skirts underneath, tightened it all up. It's pretty solid, but there's guy out points all the way around it. So each panel you have a guy out point. I don't really think I'm going to be getting any wind. I may guy them out, see how it goes. There's 2 vents and they are popped open nicely. So my one Tigress was a problem. It never opened the roof vents. I had to devise a wire that went through the edge of it. And there you have your chimney jack. So that is the stove jack for the chimney to go through. And it's already fitted and already cut out. So I'll show you that in a bit. The zip is a waterproof zip, no flap, which I like because there's no noise then. And it's 2-way as well, so you can open it from the top or the bottom. And these 2 doors will open, and they've got tie backs on them as well. So I'll get the door open and I'll show you inside. Okay, so these have a toggle and hoop, but it's one that allows you to tighten it rather than it being at a fixed length, so you can cinch it down, get it nice and tight. So that's not going to fall out of there. And the same on the top. check this out. I can stand in a tent that I can carry. It's huge, huge. Okay, so I'll take you inside. As you can see, there's the two straps that go across the floor here. You can tighten them up or pull them out further if you want to. And there is just tons of space. I think I've actually put this on upside down. It should be on there, but I still don't know what it's for, so I think I might just leave it there and hang a lantern on it. Who knows? Stove jack is here, so I'll undo that in a second. And then you've got these nice big vents, and they are a decent size. One either side. And acres of room. So the stove's going to go here, and the stovepipe through here. Now they have a preset hole cut in this. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, because obviously different stoves have got different sized stove pipes, and often they'll just put a slit across between it so you can push it through or cut it out yourself, but I'm sure it'll be fine. The tent has performed well. It's supposed to be dry all night last night, but there was, you can see it on the night lapse. I looked through it, you can see a bank of clouds or low mist that's come through, and the tent is completely soaked, condensation. Being steel nylon, it is fully taped, seamed, waterproof. It's not a problem, but it has stretched. So I went outside this morning and just tightened a few of them up. The snow skirts, you can probably hear them now. There's a little bit of wind this morning. So yesterday the tent was silent, it was great. This morning, probably about past 4 or 5 o'clock, a little bit of wind picked up and the skirts start flapping like mad because they're loose. Personally, I don't know. I think whether you had a Velcro option where you could just take them off and just have it as a TP tent without the snow skirts, maybe make a UK version because we get so little snow. But yeah, they were a bit annoying because they just flapped about this morning. But other than that, the tent's been fine. Oh, I just warm my hands up. Yeah, it's been great. Hasn't caused a problem. The Rheum Nobile 4. It's got a massively oversized bag because they put the poles in with it. So it's got compression straps on it and a roll top to seal it. So you can compress it down. I had that in my backpack and I had the poles down the side. So all in it's about 3 kilos with the pole, not poles. So yeah, 3 kilos, not exactly lightweight, but you could fit 4 people in here if you didn't have a stove. 2 people with tons and tons of space on cot beds, or 3 people close together with the stove as well. So it's it's a really, really decent piece of equipment. So the only negative about it was the snow skirts, and that's because it didn't snow. So if it snowed, I'd have been going, wow, the snow skirts are great. But because it didn't and there was a bit of wind, they flapped about a fair bit. But other than that, performed really well. Came down easily this morning. The zippers worked really, really well. The chimney stove jack worked well. It was a bit bigger, the hole they put in there, than my chimney, but I'd rather that than smaller, because otherwise I'm not going to get it through. But yeah, pretty impressed.